When I had my first job at 15, I was working at a fast food place. And there was a guy there who did the dishes named Blake. And Blake was a liar. And he just would lie about anything. And he'd like to mess with people. And he told me that slugs dry up into dust when it's dry. And then that dust blows all over the place. And then if enough of that dust accumulates in a place and it gets wet, then it makes a new slug. Blake was also kind of an idiot, so he might have believed it, I don't know. But anyway, look at the size of that compared to the brick. Leopard slug, enormous. That's a huge one. It's almost the length of that brick there. And these things are invasive where I am in central North Carolina. I don't know where they're from originally, but it's a leopard slug is the common name. You can see how they get that name. You also might see that kind of biggish, whitish hump thing on its back. That is actually where it has its only bone. I don't know if it's technically a bone, but it's sort of called a bone. It looks, if you find them after they die and the rest of them sort of rots away, it looks like a fake fingernail, like a glue-on fingernail. And it's actually very similar to something that you might find on the seashore from cuttlefish and things like that, called a cuttlebone. It's just a smaller version of that. They're all gastropods, so that all makes sense. Anyway, look at the size of that thing. Probably done untold damage to my garden in its lifetime. I don't know how old they live. I don't know how old this one would be. Anyway, there's Maple. Check it out. Some kind of earth snake. The genus is Virginia. I don't know what the species is because they all kind of look the same to me. But anyway, we just came back from going out to a restaurant, getting some barbecue. And we walked through the door, and this little guy was trying to get traction on our hardwood floors. So I don't know how it got in the house, but I mean, obviously it only takes a hole like the size of a lentil for this little guy to fit through. And so I just caught it, brought it outside. I'm about to put it out here into this area where I've killed off the grass with a bunch of leaf litter and trying to get a prairie started of native plants. So I'm gonna put it in the leaf litter where it will happily live and do what it does, which is eat all sorts of little critters like slugs and other little bugs and insects and things like that. And yeah, that's about as big as they get, honestly. There are a whole bunch of little tiny snakes. These are non-venomous, or obviously I wouldn't be holding it like this. But there are lots of these little non-venomous snakes that only get, you know, up to maybe 10 inches long. They just live in the leaf litter. And see if you can focus on there. Well, can't get it to focus. Hold on. Little guy. Little guy. There you go. There you are. They just live in the leaf litter, and that's what they do. Adorbs. Super adorbs. Little guy's so tiny. Probably loving the heat of my hand, too. Anyway, we'll come over here, and I think a good spot for you is right over here next to, here, put you in right here next to the foxglove beard tongue. There you go, little guy. Get off me. Whoop. Straight into the leaf litter. Happy as a clam. Don't come back in my house.